All right, so more than 20 members of National Assembly from that committee who went on a benchmarking tour, the catering committee, that enraged Kenyans and turned the spotlight on corruption within the legislature, that is Parliament. Now, this is from an Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission report that was handed over to the Speaker. In fact, it was the Speaker who asked them to come in and take a look at the processes within the National Assembly. So if you're enraged by that trip, well, let's take a look at what else is happening within the National Assembly, and this is what forms the basis of our discussion in just a few short minutes on Checkpoint. Now, it has emerged that MPs are colluding with each other to sign attendance lists for their absent colleagues. Allowances. Now, mileage allowances is the next biggest cash cow. Members of Parliament get 187 shillings per kilometre, ostensibly to allow them to go back to their constituencies every weekend or so to be able to interact with the legislature. So this is what's coming up, that an MP who remains unnamed in that report claimed mileage allowance for visiting his constituency, while at the same time he was actually in Australia for a trip that was sponsored once again by Parliament for 6 days. This took place in August last year. Now, some of the mileage claims are ridiculous. Claims are made even when there is no verification that the MP did in fact go home to his constituency. Some of them take planes, which are cheaper but still claim mileage for having taken a trip by road. Some of them make mileage claims even when Parliament is not in session, and therefore it is assumed they should be at home in their constituencies. Now, the Controller of Budget has talked about the domestic travel expenditure for Parliament being at 13.3 billion shillings for the first half of the financial year 2013-2014. 1.4 billion shillings spent in mileage claims. This is by the National Assembly. Another big one that came out of the EACC report is that the authenticity of the payroll is in question. In fact, some former members of Parliament are still earning money under unclear circumstances, and this is what they say investigations will be done to find out just who these are. Here's another one. Parliamentary committee chairpersons getting paid a responsibility allowance of 150,000 shillings a month and still claim 10,000 shillings per sitting. We have one of those who is with us on Checkpoint. We'll be asking him about that in just a moment. Let's put this into perspective. Members of Parliament earn about 1 million shillings as salary plus allowances. They get a 5 million shilling car grant, at least they did in 2013, and a mortgage of 20 million shillings. Now, it has emerged again from that Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission report that some members of Parliament from the last House left without paying back their loans. What is going on within the body that is set to oversight the executive, and can we trust them now? The question is what we're asking a little later on Checkpoint after this short break. Keep your comments coming in. The hashtag is Checkpoint, at KTN News, at Yvonne Okwara.